This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 1885. 4 Ways to Parent Mindfully During Challenging Times, by Kristine Petterson with LiveHappy.com. Hello, everybody. Hello, parents. My name is Greg Audino, and welcome back to another parenting episode here on Optimal Relationships Daily, in which we shift our focus from romance and friendship and the like to the relationships that we have with our kids and how to be the best parents we can be. Now, without further ado, let's jump into today's article about how to do just that, but when times are particularly trying, as we optimize your life. 4 Ways to Parent Mindfully During Challenging Times, by Kristine Petterson with LiveHappy.com. My yoga teacher, Tiffany Wood, loves to say, "You may not be in control of every situation, but you can always take charge." It took time for this teaching to sink in, and becoming a mother gave me a whole new perspective on being out of control. Parents are handed a tiny human with their own agenda and pretty strong opinions out of the gate. It's physically and emotionally exhausting, and it only gets harder when your child is old enough to look you in the eye and shout, "No." Add challenging situations like massive winter storms, losing a job, family health issues, which can all leave you feeling vulnerable and unprepared. The good news is, when you apply a mindfulness lens, you can learn to take charge of what's meaningful and necessary without needing to control things that are not in your grasp. Here are 4 simple tips to mindfully take charge when life seems out of control. Number 1. Dedicated time for connection versus independence. When I first got the news that my kids' school would be canceled for 3 weeks straight, I panicked. The first few days I scheduled our time too rigidly, and I always seemed to be on, as if I was running a 3-ring circus. I learned after some trial and error that our daily cadence went much smoother when I create times for us to come together and times for us to play apart. So, now we typically eat a meal together and follow it with 20 to 40 minutes of focused instructional or learning activity time that fosters connection with my kiddos. Then I say, "Okay, now it's choice time. Would you rather play Magna-Tiles or go outside while I do my work for half an hour?" In an hour or so, I help them clean up and transition back together for a snack and some meaningful learning time before giving them an entirely different choice, like play with your dolls or make a sticker scene. Number 2. Notice when your kids are independent, responsible, and cooperative. Many unwanted toddler behaviors come in response to a child's deep desire to have more control, and you can help them be in charge where it's possible. While it may feel strange at first to talk to a child like an adult, I encourage you to try it and see what you discover. Independence. You are learning to do so many things all by yourself, aren't you? I see you climbing up into your seat and getting yourself dressed. You're working hard. Responsibility. Did you put your muddy pants in the laundry hamper? Thank you. That's so responsible. You know just where they go, don't you? And cooperative. Wow. I love how cooperative you are these days. I know it's not always fun to brush your teeth or put away your toys, and your help is much appreciated. Number 3. Learn together, naturally. Don't pressure yourself into thinking that you need to teach your child like their classroom teacher would. I'm a high school educator by trade, and I spent a few hours going down the homeschool rabbit hole trying to prepare myself to teach my kindergartner and preschooler while they were home from school. In just a few hours, we churned through the resources I had prepped the night before, so I sent them out to recess, feeling really defeated. Instead, I started noticing small opportunities for learning unfold naturally around us. At meals, we played alphabet or rhyming games. The girls asked if they could make their own snacks, so I moved a selection of food to lower cupboards and shelves, and discussed food groups so that they could make a balanced meal. We played math, using playing cards for a game of Go Fish and memory. Yesterday, my girls, ages 3 and 6, collected various pine cones for a fairy garden, and I quickly found a chart online to help us identify the different trees. My favorite natural learning opportunity was when they counted, sorted, compared, created patterns, and traded their mini M&Ms while I did the dishes. And number 4, reassure them. Oftentimes, parents see a rise in tantrums, bedtime callbacks, mealtime meltdowns, and other unwanted behaviors during a time of instability or transition. The good news is that a little reassurance goes a long way. Let your child know that they are a priority in your life by carving out special kiddo time. Put down your agenda, set a 10-minute timer, and let them pick an activity to do together. Additionally, you'll want to remind your children that life may look, sound, and feel different than it used to, but you love them just the same. The great news is that there are tools to help parents take charge of big emotions and connect more deeply with their kiddos. Using mindful parenting practices helps us to solve problems more efficiently and experience fewer breakdowns in general. You just listened to the post titled, 4 Ways to Parent Mindfully During Challenging Times by Kristine Petterson with LiveHappy.com. It's no secret that we're all busy these days and sometimes find ourselves with too much on our plate. Well, luckily, one of our new sponsors is here to help, introducing HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Fall is right around the corner, and HelloFresh is here to help you plan for that busy season ahead with tasty dishes delivered right to your door. Simply choose your recipes and pick your delivery date, then lay back and enjoy the last days of summer, knowing that dinner is covered. HelloFresh keeps your taste buds on their toes with 40 chef-crafted recipes to select from every week. From family-friendly to fit and wholesome, you'll always find new and exciting recipes to try and love. And my favorite part? HelloFresh is actually significantly less expensive than both takeout and grocery shopping. So HelloFresh has managed to save me time, health, and a little moolah too. So, go to HelloFresh.com/50optimal and use code 50optimal, that's numbers 50optimal, for 50% off plus free shipping. Go to HelloFresh.com/50optimal, that's numbers 50optimal, and use code 50optimal for 50% off plus free shipping. One of the OLD Network's core values is helping you to keep your mind sharp, right? Well, I've been leveling up my focus with Word Collect, which is a free word puzzle app with over 2,000 levels. Word Collect gets harder as you get better, so it's a fun and challenging way to keep your brain sharp and grow your vocabulary. I highly recommend you guys give this fun and addicting brain game a try. And right now, Word Collect is offering you 2,500 coins and 500 gems when you download and play. And those coins help. You'll need them when you're having a hard time reaching the next level. Personally, I have been there a few times, and I'm thankful that they made it easier for me to keep going, because I really don't want to stop playing. After all, the more big words I know, the better I sound on this show, right? So stop mindlessly scrolling through social media and keep your mind sharp. Just go to the Apple or Google store and search for Word Collect. So if you're like me and you want to get fit with your mind and body, download Word Collect for free today. All right, and thank you to Kristine for this post. Now, the idea of challenging times, now that can be pretty widespread, can't it? Kristine listed a few examples of what this might look like, and you can probably imagine even more of them yourself. So, with that being said, depending on what your challenging times look like, you might have a harder time parenting mindfully during some of them than during others. And know that this is all right. In times like these, we might look for what themes tie Kristine's ideas together and how we can play into them given the circumstances available to us. Composure is certainly a big part of everything she was talking about today, right? Not losing your cool or having tantrums yourself. Collaboration would be another. Constantly leaning into teamwork and togetherness as opposed to isolating yourself or your children. What others can you come up with? Sometimes it can be really helpful to think of bigger ideas like these that sort of encompass specific strategies. Doing so can keep us on the right track and not only be more mindful in our approaches, but also more creative and flexible, depending again on what our challenging times might look like. So think about that, parents. Summed up, what larger values or themes do you want to display during challenging times, if not specific approaches? I'll leave it to you to think about for now as we wrap up another episode. But don't worry, we will be back with another parenting post tomorrow, as we are every Thursday and Friday. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll hope to see you there, where your optimal life awaits.